Watch on my brethren, this only is back and all in yeah. I think I should be go work a birthday. I think I should be ex anniversary. I think I should be the promotion we can 2 years ago, but we don't celebrate it. We say, brother, man, I good, I share. Some people know more of me than things. Yeah, liars that look back, this only is a flame. I want joking if people
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is 7:15. You're listening to Arian. With me this morning is Roleza, and we are Activated Mornings this morning on 99.9, the clean, fresh sound. I just want to say good morning to everyone on their way to work, school, just starting the day. Good morning to everyone here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, except for Sandra. No morning for Sandra this morning. No rest for the wicked. No morning for Sandra this morning. Morning, Roleza. Take it off, my chest.
Morning. I need to have a look at that. I realized that I noticed somebody posted it yesterday, and they were okay. Are you watching? I'm not sure what's happening here. Okay, all right. Let me all right. Yeah. So I noticed somebody posted it yesterday, so I'd have to go and look at that. So maybe later on in the morning we would have a discussion about it. All right. Yeah. So good morning to everybody. I am learning as I get older the importance of getting a proper night's sleep. I am so sleepy this morning, but Ari, I'm going to try to bring the energy. Okay, I'm going to try.
All righty then. In other things that bothered me besides Sandra, the US, EU, and UK trying to maintain sanctions on Iran, while Israel is saying the Iranian attack will not go unanswered. So, in the eyes of the major powerhouses in the world, the US, the EU, and the UK, Iran is the problem when Israel attacked Iran first. Meanwhile, they're saying, okay, we're going to punish you, Iran, for what you're doing. And Israel in the back saying, and I ain't taking none. I ain't taking none. They're like, what do you say? That's interesting to me. That's very interesting to me. But it goes to show once you have a horse in the race, people tend to look over your wrongdoings. Like,
I was listening to what was it? I think it's NBC Nightly News last night, and and when that situation started up between Iran and Israel, my mind went straight to Ukraine in terms of wondering what is going to be happening with them in terms of their assistance. And part of the program that I got was a question being asked: is it that the persons, the displaced or the civilians in Israel are more important now than the civilians in Ukraine? Because now Ukraine is still trying to get aid in terms of being able to defend themselves against Russia. So
in terms of aid from the US, it's not that simple. And I actually agree with the other side of the house in that we have our own problems at home. Why are we going to be sending over billions of dollars to assist Ukraine?
Or continue or send even more, because they would have sent in the past.
Yeah.
But so yeah.
But anyways, don't think we forget about it. Sandra will be back at 9:20 to talk about everything wrong with what Sandra did. No. Good morning, Bequia. Good morning to Petrus Gums. Good morning to those who benefited from the STEM program. So if you're an avid reader of the Searchlight newspaper, you may have seen the story, Bequia residents exposed to new skills under the STEM program. And it was a Bequia mother of 2 boys who has shared her delight in learning new skills in barbering, having recently completed a 16-hour continuing education course organized as part of work among secondary school students on Bequia. It was organized by the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics program, that is the STEM program. So the mother told Searchlight that in Bequia, she usually has to...
Samantha? Her name.
Yeah, what happened?
Because you skipped right over it. You said the mother. Anyway, go ahead.
Who's Samantha?
The lady, that's the mother. Samantha McLean told Searchlight.
I'm not reading her. No, as a
Okay,
okay.
all right.
I was saying the mother
Ah.
went the mother was saying that it's difficult for her to get
Okay.
students. I mean a barber, it threw me off my train of thought.
Sorry.
It's difficult for her to get a barber. She'll have to travel to mainland and it's quite tedious, and you could imagine an hour trip ride. Well, basically the same from the countryside, but by boat it has to be a bit more annoying if it is that you want a barber, because like even from the countryside there are different barbers on your way to Kingston. So it's not a necessity. But she did benefit from this between Monday, April 8th, 2024 and Tuesday 9th. A number of Bequia residents were exposed to the skills in barbering, bartending, hairstyling, as well as hair braiding and weaving. McLean got the opportunity to learn how to perfect a fade, which is the haircut that her sons wear. Now, it's basically, and again, shout out to Petros Gums, who is the person leading the STEM program here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. These are the initiatives that are usually happy to see, because being in the Grenadines, you don't have the luxury that a lot of institutions on the mainland would usually have, and to have these training or these opportunities offered to you, you get to bring that to your community and at least cut out the tedious part of traveling to the mainland for everything.
I think what is also important to gather from this particular article is that another 15-year-old boy was also exposed to this training session, right? And Miss McLean, the mother of the two boys, she said something to note that the government can't always provide a job for everybody. So a skill is very important. If you can learn a skill, you can set yourself up a bit. You can set up a business for yourself, become an entrepreneur, and you don't have to be living from paycheck to paycheck, right? So this is one of the reasons why I've always thought that it is, along with the formal academics, along with learning about the accounts, etc., that I have always firmly believed that every student should leave school with at least a skill, right? Because you never know when you have to fall back on that. And in that Socialite article as well, they interviewed, as I said, the 15-year-old boy who also learned about how to about barbering, and he was also at the time when he was interviewed doing barbering or cutting somebody's hair, right? They also interviewed Winisha Ashby and Samaria Williams. I think I mispronounced that one, but they also got exposure to bartending. So it's good to see that these STEM program, or I think this is actually being facilitated by this part of it is actually being facilitated by somebody else. We would speak on that in the other section, the other topic there. But it's always good to see that persons are being exposed to other avenues for training, right? Because you can use it as a skill to as earning a form of income.
And on the other side of the STEM program, we have a principal here saying that she wished that her students took advantage of it more. So in another story, here on Searchlight newspaper, the principal of the Bequia Community High School, Nicole Glynn, is concerned that her students are not taking advantage of the opportunities and skill training provided by the STEM program. She said, I don't think that they are taking full use of it, and those who are, they are seeing the value of it, because when they speak to you, you actually hear them talking about what they learn and so on and what it helps them with. So the school offers integrated science, biology, physics. There is currently no chemistry teacher. The integrated science students' top-notch performance was pleasing in biology. However, physics is a challenge, and last year, no student wrote the subject at the CSEC level. In 2022, 2 students who wrote the subject were successful, but this year, no student will be writing the subject at CSEC. The principal said this is because physics was not offered to this year's class. When students were choosing their subject options, the teacher was on long leave, and we had no backup. So this class going forward did not have that option. Form 3 and 4, however, are doing physics, and they seem to enjoy it. So we are expecting that they will hit Form 5. When they hit Form 5, we will see students going forward for physics in the next school year. Since the school has an absence of a chemistry teacher, STEM has filled that void, offering students classes online, study option assessments, as well as lab assistance. So it has been an added value to the students in terms of the chemistry, Glenn said, adding that they offer classes for subjects we do not offer as well. So students have the opportunity to do chemistry with them. And you have to really, really take serious note of this. There are a lot of things that are a lot of benefits that those schools in the Grenadines, those people in the Grenadines are not usually open to, and we see that here. Why is it that because I am attending a school in Bequia, I'm not able to do chemistry? But again, shout out to those involved in the STEM program.
Right. And so in this article, so in terms of the STEM program, so it's estimated about 90 students are currently enrolled in the STEM program, about 50 of them from the Bequia Community High School, and the remainder from students from the Bequia Seventh-day Adventist. So, right, so this is the information I was looking for. So the STEM program is being supported by the Coven Family Foundation and the Community Foundation SVG. Coven Family Foundation, through its Grenadian initiative, aims to design and fund a variety of critical programs in SVG with emphasis in the Grenadines, right? So shout out not just to Petrus, but also the Coven Family Foundation, because they are taking learning, or they're doing the whole holistic learning in terms of not just formal education in terms of the sciences, but also ensuring that persons, and I'm happy to see that it's being taken to the Grenadine Islands. In one of the articles, I can't remember, I don't think it's this one, but the other one, they said that with regards to the STEM program, some of the programs it's being done both virtually and face-to-face, right? So we can see that even though these students are in the Grenadines, they're in Bequia, they are being able to take advantage of that program through virtual learning. So I am all happy for this. And in the words of the principal, she said, I don't think they see the full value of having a skill, because even when you work within a general workplace, you can have a skill as a backup. There are some persons who basically have problems learning the normal way, but are good with their hands, right? Which is a point that Ari and I have emphasized here on this program. Before, she also said parents are the ones sometimes who push students to not go into skill aspect, even though they may be more suited towards it. Parents need to realize that the skill is important, or a skill is important, and can make a difference in a child's life going forward, right? So we are all for this. We're all for holistic learning. We are all for students gathering both the academics and learning a skill, because you just never know where both may take you in life.
So an estimated 90 students are currently enrolled in the STEM program. Around 50 of them are from the Bequia Community High School, with the remainder being students of the Bequia Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School. So once again, shout out to those students. And if you're not a part of it, be a part of it. The STEM program offers a lot of different subject areas, assistance in different subject areas, mainly in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And Petrus himself is highly involved in the IT aspect of the STEM program. Talking all things Bequia, the whalers strike 44-foot female whale off Spring Bequia. This was yesterday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. But harpooner, I think there's a typo, Brian Bruce Oliver.
Unless his name is Brian. Who knows?
Who knows? No, it's a type. It's Brian. Okay, and the crew of Perseverance struck a large female whale off Spring Bay in the north of Bequia on Tuesday, April 16, eliciting celebration among residents. So he struck. Wow, my English suffering there, boy. But he had to strike the whale twice to gain control. The whale is 44 feet 6 inches long, 22 feet wide, and has a tail that is 12 feet wide. Bruce from the La Pompe community comes from a whaling family that includes his father, Arson Oliver, and the famed harpooner Othniel Oliver. Bruce's father's boat was purchased by the SVG National Trust for preservation. So as you know, usually when there's a big catch in Bequia, usually the Bequia people are quite happy about this, but not everybody is happy. People feel like whaling is dated, and some of the whales are going extinct, and they need to protect the marine system. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I already said how I felt about this. Anyways.
Yeah. All right. So just to note, because I know yesterday I couldn't remember exactly what the information was. So just for persons' benefit. The International Whaling Commission recruited in St. Vincent in 1981 to vote for the commercial whaling moratorium passed in 1982. So the IWC's Aboriginal whaling provision permitted St. Vincent to continue whaling as part of the moratorium agreement. So SVG has an annual quota of 4 whales, and Bequia residents consider the whales a resource that would be used as long as the use is sustainable. All right, so it's a quota of 4 whales per year, right? But we know that generally they don't. I think there are some years when they don't even catch one, so I think, I probably don't even want to venture into the argument because Bequia persons are so, it's almost like an identity for them, because I always say that the Bequia flag consists of the whale and the words Bequia, right? If you ever look at, just Google a word search for Bequia or just images, you would see the whale coming up and the words Bequia with 3 sea wave lines underneath it, so it is a part of their tradition. Can we say that they overdo it? Generally, I don't believe so, because we don't always hear of a whale being caught every year. But I too would not necessarily wish to venture into whether or not it's old. I think that some traditions serve a use, but I'm neither here nor there with it. So.
All right, so the time is 7:31 here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're going to make way for our traffic talk, following which we'll be back with Activated Morning at 7:45, where we'll be discussing the issue at the Argyle International Airport, followed by Cop Chat, and then at 9:20, we'll be back to talk about Sandra and all the things she did wrong. We'll be back here on 99.9, the Clean Fresh Sound.